Okay, definition of exponential function. An exponential function is a function where the variable is in the, what do you think? It's Q, it's part of the title. When the variable is in the exponent. So, given the form of f of x equals a times b, so that would look like f of x is the same thing as what? Y, exactly. And those of you who need to touch your computer, go ahead and turn them around, please, sir. So a times b raised to the x and plus k. Now the k can be in front of, so it could be written as k plus a b raised to the x. So it doesn't matter if the k is, if you're adding it to the end or if you add it to the beginning, it's still adding k. So if you have 3 plus 2, that's the same thing as 2 plus 3, correct? So, and a and b are being multiplied. So if you have two things and they have parentheses around them, what do the parentheses mean? What operation is parentheses? If there's two numbers next to each other, or two something, means to multiply. So the a is the initial value. It's your starting point. And the b is your, can be your, either your growth or decay. Now, for those of you who've had 8th grade math, last year you were given a formula, and the formula was compound interest. Y'all remember that? Okay. So for those of you you didn't have 8th grade math, you didn't get that formula. But look on the formula charts, the Star Algebra 1, they're on the board. There's 2 of them on both sides, if you haven't noticed. Is there a growth and decay formula on that formula chart? Or compound interest? No. So this is the one of the few that you'll have to have memorized by the end of the year, or by April. And hopefully, because you see it multiple times, you'll have it memorized. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you what it looks like, kind of explain before you actually need it. So if you had a growth of 25%, then your factor would be 1.25. And a decay of 15% would be what? You'd be multiplying by what? 0.85. Okay, so that 15% and the 25%. So the factors can be given as either 1 plus or minus the rate. So if we are subtracting from 1, how do you think, what did we subtract? What did we do to the 25 to get to 1.25? Did we just add 1 to it? Because 1 plus 25 would be just 26. So what did we do? What did we do to the 25%? Change it to what? Decimal. Changed it from a percent to a decimal. So, and the same with the 15%. So the main thing is K is your horizontal asymptote. So your horizontal asymptote. So it doesn't matter if you add or subtract, you are still going to be able to find what your horizontal asymptote, and we're going to talk about what that means here in a minute, but main thing is that your K is your horizontal asymptote. So, practice. So read what it says. Graph and do what? Let me give you a minute. Read what it says. Look at the directions. Eliminate the what?
One's going the wrong direction.
One that's going the wrong directions. And then go to your table and find a solid point. Now, they're not always going to be a solid point, but you're going to be able to tell where it's closest to. So, number one, your equation, of course, is teeny tiny. It is y equals 3 to the negative x. Okay? So either go to your calculator or to, if you don't have your computers on, go to your calculator. So if you graph it, its sketch looks like this. That's a bad sketch. And then it's hovering at 0. And then if you go to your table, and make sure you're not at x equals 38. You should start at somewhere around 0. So go to your table set, which is above Windows, the second table, and start at 0. Make sure your change is at 1. And then at -1, you have 3. And then at -2, you have what?
9.
9. Okay. So from the shape, which two can I omit? First off, A and D. Okay. So then from the graph, and let me see if I can get that bigger, we're looking for -1 and 3. So which one has -1 and 3? B or C? B. C's a little bit too, it goes a little bit too high. So B is your correct answer. Okay, questions? Okay, so before we move on, I want you to go to the next line, leave the y equals 3 to the negative x, and I want you to type in 3 to the positive x. So y equals 3 to the negative x, and then y equals 3 to the positive x. And then tell me what happened. It flipped. It went the other direction.
I got error.
That's because you did something wrong. So anytime it says go to, you go to. And what do you put here?
3 positive x.
No, don't do that. Positive just means it is positive. So I want you to leave that one the same. And then go to the next line and 3 just to the x. And graph. Okay, so the first one, the negative x, would this be a growth or a decay? Think about it. So remember, when you read a graph, you're starting from over here. Let's see. Here's your little man. And I got a highlighter. So you're walking. Are you walking up it or down it? Down it. So that would be a growth or a decay. What do you think? Decay. So if you look at your next. Okay, so number 2. Put that in y equals. So how do you know if the parentheses makes a difference? So if you're not sure, then I would put it in y1 with parentheses and y2 without, and see if it changes the graph or the points. If you don't know and you don't want to put both, then put it with parentheses. So so you start off with parentheses, so open parentheses, which is above number 8, and then you can do 1 divided by 7, or alpha x, you can get a fraction. So it's not x. Delete. And delete that. Oops. Second quit. Y equals. So you're doing alpha x to get a fraction. So alpha x, the green, then alpha, so 1 over 7. And then to get from being the bottom, you go to the right with your arrow. But you gotta get rid of that. Now close it. And then raise. Raise it to the x. Perfect. Okay, graph. Okay, so if you graph it, your sketch, oops. So if we graph it, does it look like A or like B? B. So we can omit A and D. Let me grab a pen. Okay, so now then go to the table. So second graph, and you're looking for solid points. So at -2, where are you at?
49.
So -2 and 49. Can we see that one? No, but what does that tell us about the graph? Does it go up slowly or go up really fast? Fast. And the other one, -1 and what? 7. Okay, so now with that information, B or C?
B.
And I thought I heard D.
B.
Yes, thank you. That's why we do fingers when I get y'all to say them. B. B is in boy, because C goes too far out. Questions? Okay, so again, how do you put in Desmos to do 1/7? You just do 1 divided by 7. In the calculator, you can do 1 divided by 7. The only time you have to do alpha x, and really the only time you want to, is when you are looking for a decimal. When you're looking for a fraction. So if we do go to our table, so where's the line approaching? Both those lines, or curves, are not crossing something. What are they not crossing? Can y'all tell me? The x-axis, which is at when y equals what? 0. When y equals 0. So it's getting close to 0, but it's not crossing. So let's go to R. So on the bottom of that, you've got 6 and 7. So we're going to come back to that. That'll be my third page. That the K is your K is your vertical shift. So it's your horizontal asymptote. So it's your shift. You're going up or down. So let's go first page, and your K is whatever you're adding. So plus K. It's A times B raised to the X plus K. So whatever you're adding to it or subtracting is your K, which happens to be your horizontal asymptote. So go ahead and put that equation in y equals. And go to your table, because you're not going to be able to see it. So, and that was 1 plus 80, parentheses, 8.85, and the 0 is optional. And then move over, go past that other side of the parentheses, and then raise it to the X. And then I'm going to go to my table. And I'm starting in negative, so I'm just going to go down because I'm only at -5. And so just keep going down until it stops getting smaller. And eventually it's going to get close to what? What's it getting close to? Not 0. I've got 1.02. Does it go past 1? No, it rounds. So at 60, you have 1. It rounds to 1. Mine does. What is yours? 1.0013, but it's still getting closer to what? 1. Why? Because it is our K. And get rid of the calculator. And let me go to y'all's page.